Hello, everybody. How are you? Hi, Promethean. Good to see you. You're not sleeping. You're awake right now. Hope everybody's doing good. I hope especially the people in Florida that are watching are doing good. I think that the people on the coast are a little bit having a little trouble. I'm not. I'm inland, so I'm pretty much in the safest place to be right now in Florida. Pretty much. They said I think research established that it's actually Leesburg that's the safest place, but that's about 15-20 minutes from where I'm at. So I'm pretty much in the area. So I'm glad to be here tonight. I wish I could see who are my viewers. So as you can see, people that have been with me in the stream, I've been doing a lot of painting on my live stream, but we're doing something different today, and I'm gonna be changing this whole channel around. Okay, it's not gonna be the main thing is not gonna be hello Zagros. It doesn't say Zagros on there now, but I call you that here. Florida Metal, you're here. Hi. Um. So yeah, I'm changing this stream around. This is going to be strictly. I don't know why this is like that. Strictly dedicated to my sect that I'm currently establishing. So there will be days where I will be doing an art stream or I will be doing a game stream or whatever. But the main objective is the sect on here now. So I hope you like how I changed it around a little bit, and I had good help from my awesome helper, and he showed me how to do a slideshow. So I have a slideshow down here now of my paintings. I don't think all of them are in there, and I think there's 3 of them in there that are sideways. So I guess I have to adjust that later on, but I didn't have enough time. So this will be um, just having all my paintings on there, and I love it. I'm like really excited about it because I knew I wasn't going to be able to put all the paintings on the on the screen, so this is a way to have all the paintings show, but in slideshow. It's wonderful. It's really great. I'm really grateful that he showed it to me. So yeah, I hope. Yeah, how are you doing here, Zagros, with the weather over there in where you're at? I hope you're okay. No big damages or anything like that. Also, Florida Metal, I hope you're doing okay. Where you're at, I know you're in. I think you're about an hour from me, so I think all of us are in pretty safe areas. See, those are the sideways paintings. It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, we have light rain, and we have like these. We have like wind gusts. I would say it's picking up more with those now, but it really is. I can always tell when it's really bad wind here because my house, especially when you're upstairs, makes these really extreme creaking noises on the corners of the house because it's so old when it's really windy, and that has only happened like maybe 2 times today. So, I mean, so far my hibiscus tipped over earlier because there was this one of those wind gusts that I was just like it's like this weird burst. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like that light like that. Yeah, that's better. Oh yeah, yeah. And I saw, I guess Cuba, it was really bad. Yeah. That's Mother Nature. There's no stopping her. All that humans can do is try to make more of a protection against this type of, sort of thing, and yes, it's part of that. So I'm just I'm glad to know that the people I'm very that I'm affiliated with, if you will, everybody's okay so far. I did get some bad news yesterday from one of my old coworkers about another one of my old coworkers that we both used to work with together. Um, he died. His name was Graylin, and he died yesterday. He had a heart attack, and that was, mm, yeah, that was a little bit hard because he was a very nice guy. He was a good worker, and he was a very genuine and nice guy, and he was a very good dad, from what I remember. And it's really unfortunate. He was also very young. I mean, he could have been maybe in his late 30s or early 40s or something. So he was young. It was untimely for sure. I hear my cat meowing there. Yeah, it was a little hard to. How is my audio? Are you guys hearing me like all blurry and stuff? Wait a minute, we'll fix that right now. Maybe this is better. Is this better? Just let me know if the sound is better now, because I feel like. Check, check, check. My YouTube stream. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Hmm. No, the weather is not that bad. Um. Could be my Wi-Fi though. Okay, good, good, good. Thank you for letting me know about the sound. That was, yeah. I have, but then again, I'm hardwired on my computer, so I don't think it's me, unless it's really from the storm, like in a grand scheme. But like, I think I don't know if anybody else is experiencing me cutting out. I don't know. I see Bobby, you're on Facebook, so I don't know if I'm cutting out there. I hope not. Cutting out on YouTube, okay. Um, I see Florida Metal, you're on Twitch. Promethean, okay, so you're watching me on YouTube, Promethean, but you're chatting in Twitch, if I gather this correctly. Volume got really low. Okay, I know what's wrong with that because I switched it to my. Is this better? Just let me know. Check, check, check. Actually, we can adjust that here too. Check, 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 check. I see. I see. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Ugh, why is it doing that? It's because I didn't have this plugged in prior. That's why. That's why. Check, 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 check. Is this better? Is the volume better now? Let me check. There you can see. Yeah, that looks like it's better. It looks like the volume got better. Oh, let me see. Check, 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 check. That has stayed the same. Check. Okay. Check, 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 check. Ah, here we go. Yeah, because my, what do you call it? My interface. I forgot to plug in my actual microphone. I was going through the webcam's microphone and had to switch that around because the webcam's microphone is awful. So this is better now. Good. Okay, we get that under control. Okay. Always these technical difficulties are aggravating. Really aggravating. I don't want... It's in the picture. Whatever. Let it be in the picture. Check, 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 check. So I'm going to just turn it up more.
Fine. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so again, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. I'm really excited about the stream tonight because this is a really important stream because I'm really trying to pull up and like pull together something really something that unites people and something that we can really build on and something we can keep building on. Like it's not something that just ever stops, okay? So as you can see, the everything here in the stream has changed because this will be designated to a different cause now. Of course, we will still be see, now there's like no wind at all, just rain. So because we will still of course be talking about art because art is a part of this whole new thing, this whole new agenda, if you will, that I'm going to be presenting. But it's not going to be pretty much the main objective. The main objective is the group, the sect, okay? So the name of this organization that I'm trying to accomplish is the Sect of the Dragon. We have, we're available on Facebook. A couple of people have already messaged me. You can always also message me on my personal account, Dragan Milosavljevic. I don't know why I don't have that in here right now. I should add that. I guess I forgot. There's been so much going on that I really just forget stuff sometimes. I'm sorry. So to contact me in case they want to talk and they want to try to become members, right? You can contact me on the Sect of the Dragon Facebook page, or you can contact me directly on my main page, which is Dragana Milosavljevic. Okay, so I'm gonna add that here so that people can actually see that. It's not gonna have the little accent over the C, but it's okay. I can know that people can still probably find me. Okay, so there, we're gonna have that. We're gonna just put that right there, or we'll put it right there. I don't know where to put it. I hate when I forget stuff. It makes me feel so like, like, oops. There. Okay, yeah, that looks good. That can stay like that. Okay, good. I did it. So let me start with this. So this is really something new, okay? This is really something that I've kind of thought about one day. I had some kind of thing, that was going on inside of me, and I was thinking for hours, and something came to my mind, okay? So what I have really, that's something that I have experienced a lot throughout my life, is that, people all have different cultures, they have different religions. Now I have lived pretty much in 3 different countries, so for me it's like I have seen so many different people with so many different belief systems, so many different like cultural systems that they have, or upbringings, and all of these things. And from atheists to Luciferians to pagans to Christians to like pretty much all of them, Muslims, all of it. Okay. Now these are all religions that are directed to either gods that they believe in, or no gods that they believe in. Okay, so this already creates, and then also different gods that all people believe in, right? Now when you know, Christianity believes in a Jesus, in a Christian God. Then you have, you know, I don't know, paganism believes in multiple gods, you know, one on the, you know, one head god pretty much, you know what I mean? So it's like, so there's already kind of the segregation. There's just a lot of segregation between all religions, all cultures, in that sense of how they practice their religion. You know, what are the rules of their religions? Yada yada yada. Now, there has been this thing that I have been observing for a long time, but see, I just know I have been observing it because then it finally clicked in. But it's like I am oftentimes this type of person that will observe something, and in that moment, I'm not realizing that I'm actually internalizing something, that I'm observing something and I'm internalizing it, and then it just pops up and it gathers itself in my subconscious, and then months later or years later it's like there it is. Okay, so this is kind of like one of these situations. It's like, you know, it's like I have recently experienced this with a person. Okay, I've known a person for a few years. This person was a part of of a group of mine. Okay, let's just put it that way. And this person, you know, has been a part on and off of the group, and so it always occurred to me that there was something that irked me about this person. Right? I didn't have a strict dislike. I didn't have a anything like that, but there was always something that felt like it wasn't right, right? And oftentimes, because I'm an impatient person, I'm an impulsive person, I'm a not an easy simple person to deal with, right? There's a lot of things that go on with me. So you know, you think to yourself, when you are somebody like that, you think to yourself, it's got to be you, right? Because everybody loves this person. Everybody's like, oh, cool, 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 blah, blah, blah. So it's got to be you, right? And I'm trying. I'm not, I'm not being anything different to this person, just because I have this feeling. Because obviously, like I said, I'm thinking it's me. Now, finally, there was a time where things came to a certain point where I had to make a decision, and where I had to pretty much eliminate the person from the group. Okay, so I had to do that because the group was not making any progress. Because of that person, we were not able to move forward. Okay, so when I then decided to go that route, finally, it occurred to me that it was it, it was not something that just came, that happened to me like it usually oftentimes does, that it comes to me like that and then it happens. I reached out to somebody close to this person, and I talked to this person, and I had only met that person once before, like, or twice, and never actually spoken with that person directly, and that was the first time. And I reached out to that person, and that person explained to me something. I thought me reaching out, that this, well, we can say that this woman would turn me down and just, say, I really don't want to have anything, with you. I don't want to speak to you, blah, blah, blah. It was the exact opposite. It was a very positive response, and I was led to understand that this person close to her had violated her over years, and that she was now separating herself from that human. And when I say violating, I'm not talking about some kind of dumb shit. I'm talking about serious violating. Okay? So that was then again one of these things where I was like, okay, I was right. I knew this. I knew this, but I didn't know what exactly it was. My mother always said I couldn't put my finger on it. Right? And that's exactly what it was. I couldn't put my finger on it. And at first, of course, you doubt yourself with anything that you do. If you are a person that has, not really a huge ego or has a small ego, you always question yourself, did I make the right choice? Did I make the right choice when you make a big decision? And of course, I'd question myself, did I make the right choice? Did I do this wrong? And did I now screw everybody else in this group? And when this occurred, it was a really big weight off of my shoulder, because I could know then that I did not do the wrong thing. I did, in fact, do the right thing to eliminate this person, because, of course, somebody like that cannot be associated with anybody around me or myself or anything like that. Okay, I will not allow it. So it was a sad realization in one sense, but in the other sense, it was one of these things, like I said, where you just know something, but it takes a long time to gather all of this. Your subconscious takes a long time to gather it all up, mix it up in this bowl, and then finally come out with boom, something suddenly, boom. Okay, that's what it is. My point is, it's pretty much what I'm trying to do with the sect that I have created now. Is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find a common ground between all peoples of all religions and cultures. Okay? That includes still a sort of a system of things, like I don't know how to explain it, like times for ceremonies, rituals, etc., etc., directed on one topic, and that is to concentrate on the complete and utter freedom of the spirit and also the body. But that is secondary, because one goes hand in hand with the other, right? Once you pretty much achieve, or you're so well versed in that solution of finding spiritual freedom, the physical freedom pretty much goes hand in hand, right, with it. Okay? But now this is a very long path, and this is, like I said, this is a path of a lifetime. This is one of the things that I say, how I explain this clan, this coven, whatever you want to call it, is that this is really a thing for a lifetime, and it is meant to bring people together, to establish a brotherhood, a sisterhood, that the bonds cannot be broken and are forged on deeper things, on because there are many people out there that's what I'm realizing. One of those people that sent me a message today too was another pointer, right? And that's pretty much the beacon of this whole thing, is that there are many very religious people, be it Christians, be it pagans, whatever you want to call them, that are very spiritual, but they cannot align their spiritualism with their religion, okay? Either because they think it might be wrong, or because they cannot make a connection between the two, because they're very, two very different things, or because maybe they, if they're atheists, they don't believe in a God, so for them spiritually that's already a paradox kind of in itself, okay? So the thing is that I've met many people that tell me, that I've heard say that I don't fit in. My beliefs, the way I feel on the inside, my soul and everything just does not fit in with other people. Because when you really think about these things, there's every actual religion now, even Satanism too. Every religion, and I say religion because we know atheism is, free of religion. It's not non-religious. Okay, so that cannot really be included, but that can be included in vice versa of what I'm about to say. But so every religion, prays to a god. They pray to a god, okay? And it is like that. What I'm trying to do is that you can see sometimes that the gods that you pray to are not maybe necessarily connected to your spiritualism within you. They can be two different things in a way for certain people, right? Because people will say, I really love God. I believe in God and Jesus, the Christian God. And I feel very spiritual, but I feel like when I go to church or when I do, when I read the Bible, I don't feel spiritual. I feel like it's a lecture of a sort about my God, and that's it. So they feel kind of in the dark. They feel like, where can I reach to? Because every religion says to you, at the end of a prayer, at the end of such and such things, that you say, I pray to you. I pray to you. I beg you. I talk to you. I think of you. Now, this is a sense where what I'm trying to do is where it is not a necessity to do that, because the spiritualism itself doesn't need that. It can be incorporated. Now, if you're connected to your God and your spiritualism, then you can connect that within you. But I think that we should be also able to make these prayers and these chants without having, when you're, for instance, you're this is a better example, you're a Satanist, right? But a Satanist is it's pretty much just a hyped up atheist, an atheist that still believes in ritualistic ceremonies, etc., etc. But at the end of it, they always still say, "Hail Satan." Now they mean, hail thyself within yourself, but they still speak it as in you hail somebody else. I'm trying to really direct it to everything. It's everything and it's nothing, and it's whatever in you. I don't know if it makes sense to you guys, but that's why when I have gatherings, people will be invited to bring whatever items or objects of their choice, of their religion, whatever it is, that they connect to their own personal spiritualism that can help them achieve this goal that we're all going to be trying to achieve in this sect. Okay, now you could almost describe this group that I'm creating like a book club on steroids, right, if you will. But it's not going to be a book club where we're just going to be discussing just a random book every week or whatever. We're really going to be discussing books on spiritualism. We're going to, not just books, but any type of writing, any type of knowledge, right, on spiritualism, on, I really want to have this group come together, and I want to dissect dreams that we have, that we want to open up about. Of course, there are dreams that people don't want to talk about. They want to keep them personal. That's of course okay. But anything that people would like to talk about, where they say, I believe that there's something that's going on there, and I have a belief that it may not be related to my God, but it's just like something else. Because that's exactly what is this group for, is we will be researching the writings of knowledgeable and wise and sometimes unorthodox authors that have been themselves researching the hidden knowledge that we know is there. We know there are books, that there are writings that we are still to this day uncovering I see it sometimes on a daily basis. There are new discoveries of new writings. They just found new writings on a wall in, where was it? I can't remember now where it was, but I just saw it today. There's always new discoveries, and there are hidden hidden truths, secret truths of what's really going on, right? What is really going on. And that will never really, it's never going to be about denying anything that anybody believes in, like any gods or anything like that. But it's going to be about what is more behind these things. What is more behind these things, because, I believe that there is more behind even the stories that we know today, that are still, the stories in the Bible, the stories in the Edda, the stories in the, the Satanic Bible is young, not as old as these other scriptures, I'd say, but there is something that we all can feel, that we can all know, that we're evolving into slowly. We're becoming more cognitive as we evolve. We're becoming more conscious, more self-conscious as we evolve. And these are things that we have kind of sorted out, that our consciousness, our self-consciousness, we have not figured out how this is connected to our brain and how this is actually connected to our hormones. Because the experience of emotions is not hormonal. Not always, right? Sometimes, yes, it is. But, there are just so many things that are so, especially within ourselves. It's really interesting to know how much we cannot even know yet about our own brain and even about our own heart. We just in the recent few years have figured out that the heart itself, Necro, hi Necro, that our heart itself is a storage just like the brain that stores memories. That when there's a heart transplant, that these people experience things that they had no idea of before. They start getting talents that they had never had before, because the person that they got the heart from had these talents. These are actually things that occur, right? And these are things that we're going to be talking about, right? Now, there's nobody that says it was God, and there's also nobody that says it wasn't God. That's not the point. That is not going to be the point. It has nothing to do with that, because everybody knows, what is my religion. And I will not sit here and say it was Wotan, it was Odin. No, that's not the point, because there was something before that, right? We're gonna try to go as far back as possible. This is why. Hi, Neko. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. The idea, I think, is the right thing, because even my I would say former best friend, we just kind of have drifted apart. She moved away, and it's kind of like she has a baby now, so she has things like this to do. But she was very Christian. She would go to church all the time, but she always had this thing too, where she's like, I feel like spiritually, I feel there's a lack there. It's not it. And that's where she often consulted me. We would sit together for hours, until the sun came up. We would talk about these things, and she would gather she would absorb these things that I told her like a sponge, because of my different religion. But it would always end up in colliding together, because we all know that this all comes from, it comes from somewhere, so we will be discussing all of these things, and like I said, I will be encouraging people to bring their own objects. I don't care what it is. If you want to bring a crucifix, bring that. If you want to bring a prayer rug, bring that. I don't care. That is one of the things in my I will read this to you guys in a minute, of my, I guess, the creed for the sect, is that no matter how, of course there are limits. We understand that, I'm sure, but you can be pretty much almost as unorthodox as you wish, and I want people to be comfortable. If they say, what, I gotta bring, my crucifix and kind of hold it, it's okay. But, also one of the rules is it is strictly prohibited to to try to manipulate or anything like that your religion, your gods, or your lack thereof onto anybody within the group, because that's not the point. We're not talking about gods. We're talking about what we're trying to find out. We're talking about spiritualism in the tiniest atom, right? Because we're going to be peeling it apart like an onion, and we're going to go to the tiniest particle of this, and there's where we will find it. There is where we will find the understanding of Jesus. There's where we will find the understanding of Lucifer. There's where we will find the understanding of Odin and Allah and whatever else you want to say. That's where we will find this. The people behind this, the written scriptures behind this, the signs from the skies behind it, whatever you want to call, or the signs from the earth behind it, whatever you want to say. And so this is what this group is about. Anybody is welcome. Anybody is welcome. I want, now if you're a person that sits here and says, this is complete bullshit, man, I believe in Jesus, and he's responsible. Jesus is the reason for the season. You know what I mean? That's cool. Then you have it figured out for yourself. That is your belief. You don't need to be here. But when you're somebody in spiritual turmoil that does not know where to turn, that knows there is something, you feel it within you, you've seen it, you've experienced it, it's around you, then you come to me, you come to us. We welcome you with open arms. And now there will be there's much to it. There's much to be learned. And that's gonna be the perfect thing, because my it's gonna be that I really will try to pick topics from different books or different things that I have read or whatever, and each time we gather, each time we do the stream or we gather in person, we're going to have in-person meetings on the last Saturday of every month. It will be in-person meetings here at this house at 8:00 at night. So whoever's interested, it will be, I will always mention this. It will always be posted on Facebook and these things, and then you can come here and and then we will go over these things, and we will sit together, and we will drink tea together or drink wine together, and we will sit together and we will talk about select topics. Honestly, Necro, I don't know how to do that, but I think you gotta put @ symbol and then you put the name. I have to do it myself to be able to see how. I forget these things all the time. And I really want this to be, I want everybody to be a part in it. I want people to be excited about it. I want people to say, Dragana, I have seen something. I have read something. Do you think we can discuss it next session? Absolutely. Of course, I'm going to have to hear it first and have to, consider, is this, can this be used for it? And most likely it will be, and then we will discuss it, and then we will sit there and we will say, for instance, we say, okay, today we will be discussing Necro's thought that he had, or Necros saw something written somewhere, and he says that really connected with him, and he feels that is a grand part of spiritualism, and we should discuss this today. And then we will all sit together, we will come together, and we will discuss our thoughts. How do we view this topic? Do we think there is a truth behind it? Can we connect it with something that happened in our lives, right? We will make accounts of it, right? We will have somebody that's, we would, I guess, consider a scribe that will make notes. Somebody I will try and teach how to do this will be making notes of these things that we're going to be discussing and how they all collaborate together. It'll be a grand experience, because we all have had experiences. We all have had them, be it in church, be it on our maybe on our altar, maybe besides our altar. We have had these experiences, right? And we want to talk about them. and we want to discuss them. We're excited about it. And oftentimes you find yourself at work or something and you talk to a coworker, you say, you know what, I had the strangest dream last night. And they will bring an account of a really vivid dream that is very bizarre and everything. And the coworker will just look at them and say, that's really weird, and walk away. We're not going to walk away. We're going to listen and we're going to dissect that. If you want that, right? If you say, listen, I had this dream last night. You know, we say we have Prometheus. Prometheus had this crazy dream last night. I really think there's something to it. Please, can we talk about it? Absolutely. Will be the topic of the night. I want people to be involved, to have their hands in, to give ideas. If they choose. If not, this is a topic that I have so many books on. I've read so many books on. I've done so much research on. I will have a topic every week. If you don't, or, whenever we get together. If you don't have it, I will have it. Don't worry about it. Don't feel pressed. Don't feel pushed. If you don't have a topic, it's okay. I got you covered. So this is the point. I think this will be a really good, and again, it's about forging brotherhoods, sisterhoods, friendships that will really blossom into a family. I want this to be a family at the end of the day, right? For people that feel that they have no family, even physical family or spiritual family, I would like this to be a forged group of of unprecedented closeness. I really want that. I don't want there to be any quarrel in between the members of the group. These things are never good. So of course, but yeah, so I think I've kind of covered the main outline of the purpose of this group. Again, if you want to know more, always, you don't have to type in the chat. It's not a necessity. It's not anything. You can always contact me on Dragana Milisavljevic and the Sect of the Dragon on Facebook. Contact me. If any of you, if you guys are seeing my stream on Facebook, if you can share it, that would be really appreciated. Wherever, because now that I got Facebook hooked up, I should have had that done months ago. But, I don't think about it. But share my stream on Facebook, please. I would really appreciate it if you could do that. Oh, look at that! We got beep, beep, beep outside and a truck with lights. I gotta go check that out real quick, guys. It's popcorn time. I'm always at popcorn. Something cool is happening out there. No, I gotta check real quick. Hold on. What's going on here? Oh, shit. What is that? I don't know. It's down the road. Maybe something went out, but it's not even windy out there. Oh. That sounded like thunder. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so I'm excited again. I want to say hello to everybody that's here. Thank you for coming. This will be great. We will have a good time. We will have a very good time. Now let me get into some more of the details of this group. So now we have discussed what is this group about. Okay, we have this kind of covered now. Now this video will be uploaded on YouTube, which means if you have just tuned in or whatever and you haven't heard the first half of this thing, you just go back on the video on YouTube and you rewatch the video. We're only like now 30 minutes into the stream, so it's 30 minutes of me explaining it. So just look at that, okay? Then you can know once the video is uploaded, then you can know what's going on. So now I would like to say, there are two more things that I want to address, and then I will read my notes or my actual introduction package to you. So the other thing is that there is going to be a ranking system, right? Now I feel calling it a ranking system sounds kind of I don't know, military or whatever. That's not what it is. What it is going to be is like there will be people depending on their activity within the group, if how involved they will be getting tasks, right? I will dedicate jobs to them. Like I said earlier, for instance, there will be somebody that will be a scribe, right? That will be a person that will sit with us throughout these meetings. That is going to be one of our members, and that member will write everything down and account everything. Okay, I will keep track of it myself too, but there's going to be somebody that will do that, and it's and I have not come up. I mean, I have come up with many other jobs, but I haven't really considered yet how I want to do it. But it's basically going to be based on what is your actual physical appearance to our monthly meetings, right? Because, like I said, we're going to have one meeting a month in the beginning, one meeting a month. And if you make this meeting on a frequent basis, then, depending on your dedication to the sect, we will initiate a ritual for you to become a higher rank than the outer. Well, okay, now that's something that I haven't addressed yet, but that is something that is in my thought for people that want to be part, but that are out of state. Okay, because obviously that's not fair. Okay, and we cannot have unfairness. Like, that's not gonna happen. So that's going to be different, right? For people that are out of state or far away, right? Let's say people that are like, I would say people that are more than 2 hours away, we will figure things out, right? But people that are like between an hour and 2 hours away, you could make a monthly meeting for a cause if you really believe in it, for a research that you really believe in, for an education that you really believe in, that will not maybe pay you money, but that will make many things in your life a lot easier, right? Because knowledge is the key. And this group is all about giving and collecting knowledge from each other, from books, from research, etc., etc. Whatever. So that's exactly really my point. Oh, thank you, Mindy. Hey, I knew you're on my Facebook. Thank you. Hey, Mindy. Thanks for joining. So now, if you for a few months make these monthly meetings frequently, then I will assign you with something. And even, okay, here's also the thing. If you say, you know what, I don't want to be assigned a responsibility, I will be at the meetings always, but I don't want to be assigned a job. That's okay too. You don't have to do, it's not necessary. The only necessity to be an actual member, like I said, unless you're out of state or more than 2 hours away, is that you attend these once a month meetings. That's it. That is the only thing that I ask of you to do, to be part of this group. That's it. I'm not gonna ask for of course, donations always. Donations will be spent on merchandise, because I will want merchandise to be done for our group. Merchandise will be spent on books, will be spent also, we're gonna have literally a combined thing, and everybody can pick, and we're gonna vote on things that we're gonna purchase from these donations from everybody, so that everybody can be part of this, right? I want people to feel that, because that's a wonderful feeling, and I think that a lot of people don't feel that unless they're in a band. I know, Mindy, you are, you get this fulfillment, right? It's a fulfillment. So if we do, for instance, we do a merchandise, right, and we come up with some sort of picture, some sort of saying on the t-shirt, and then everybody has part in it, you can walk around wearing this shirt proudly and say, I made that. I was part in this. I came up with this. I was a creator and a creative part in it. You know, my creativity was a part of it, and that is such a great feeling, right? So that's what I really want, because I understand that people will be part of stuff, but they're just kind of there, right? They're just like, oh, okay, I'm part of it, but I'm not really part of it. And it's like, hey, I know that feeling. I absolutely know that feeling, and I don't want that. I want people to know that, you know, I want people to know you can be close to me. I want people to know you are welcome here. Like, I don't care, you know. I don't know what this is noise. It is a spiritual research group, basically. The Sect of the Dragon. I said earlier, like, so I've just been talking about it for 30 minutes. I've been giving the outline of the group. Now, I can't really repeat it all now, but the video will be uploaded on YouTube tonight when I'm done with the stream. And then you can just, if you just watch the first 30 minutes of the video, then it explains in detail. I explained in detail that, oh, thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for liking my stream. I appreciate that. Yeah, and guys, follow me on here. You can follow me. I don't know how it works or whatever, but follow me on YouTube, and please follow me on Facebook and on here, because that will grow, you know, our audience. That will grow the possibility of getting members, and wholesome and good members. So Mindy, yeah, so oh, a graphic artist. Okay, cool. That's very cool. Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, these are my paintings down here. I do graphic. Yeah, look at that. I did that. So artists come together. It's good. Hey, Joseph. Okay, so you two are related, or you're married? Let me guess, you're married? Was that right? Yeah. Good. Yeah, and it is absolutely, yeah. Anyway, let me finish this thought real quick. So this video will be uploaded when I'm done tonight. You can just check it out. I'm gonna talk to people. I'm gonna put it on Facebook. You know, it'll explain it. But I'm still gonna continue. Okay. Damn, I don't know. Man, I gotta pay more attention. Sorry about that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna look into it tonight. Hopefully I won't forget. But married, yeah. Okay. So that's cool. We got a couple here. I love that. So yeah, so that is the outline of this group, okay? And like I said, I want everybody to be part of it, and I love, especially like if you guys do become part of this, then another artist is great, because I immediately feel like, oh shit, maybe some weight can be lifted off my shoulder. Maybe you can say, Mindy, can you maybe you can come up with a design, not me right now. You know, maybe these things will come, you know, in the future. If this sect really goes somewhere, we might get really busy, guys, and we might be really busy, and I'm gonna need help at some point, right? And this is where like I said, the ranking system comes in, right? Where people are gonna be assigned their different things, that if they want to do them again, you know. Now we got a scribe that documents everything. Now we got an artist that does the art, right? People will get their responsibilities, and it will be, oh man, it'd be so, I really have this fucking vision, guys. I have this vision for us, right? And it'll be so great. We'll have ceremonies, you know. There will be ceremonies. We will light candles. We will light incense, and we will have our prayer, okay? And I have actually designed these things. Now, let me get my introduction package, right? I'm gonna read that to you guys, and then Mindy, it will be explaining it again a little bit, right? A little bit more in a philosophical way than a factual and straightforward way, but it will still explain. Yes, I love it. That's great. So so I have come up, of course, as you guys can already see. What I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna enlarge this just so you guys can see This is our logo here, okay, that I have designed myself. Um, this is the logo for our sect. Now, this logo entails we have the trident on the top. We have, going further down, almost the shape of a Meunier, okay. As we go further down, we have, as what you can see is Ankh, right? The Egyptian symbol for life, and also the 5-point star, both upright and inverted. And we have the cross. When you really look, we have the cross in there as well. The upright cross as well as the inverted cross. So I have designed this in, to really, I want everybody to find their symbol within this symbol. You see, I want everybody to feel, oh wow, I can see my symbol in this symbol, right? Somebody can see, oh, I see a cross in there. And then somebody can say, oh, you know what? I see Meunier in there. And it's like, I want everybody to have that feeling when they look at the symbol that they are part of this, okay? Okay, I will. I will. I hope I don't forget, because I've been stressed out. I forget stuff, but I think I won't forget it. So, now this is the introduction package, right? I have my stamp on there, D. Your friend, I am the arch prima of the sect, okay? So I am the arch prima, and I'm also the shamanka, which is the female name for shaman. Is in the Slavic way you say shamanka. You add the ka at the end to symbolize it's female. Okay. So I'm gonna just go ahead and read that to you guys. Exactly. So that's another thing. That's a good point that you're bringing up. We're going to be also, when we do rituals, when we do ceremonies, whatever we do, I really would like also that we create our own sigils, right? That are for whatever we decide. That we really design our own sigils. That we don't take, because that's what I see always everywhere. The Christians keep it pretty simple. It's usually just the cross, right? But you have all these different satanic groups and these different Luciferian groups and all this stuff, and they come up with all these symbols, but they're all taking from somewhere. But it's like, okay, so this symbol is from Aleister Crowley's Necronomicon. I know this symbol. There's no problem with combining symbols and making another symbol, right? I agree with this. I think that's how it goes, but I am tired of even myself using symbols from other things. Now the stars, I incorporated the stars because the stars, you guys know what they stand for. The upright star especially, we know it stands for the elements and the spirit, okay? And that's something that is just so fundamental that we just keep that. That's whatever it is. It is even used often on church windows that are designed. Oftentimes they have the 5-point star on there, right? So that is something. But I'm talking about when you go into the nitty gritty. So we will make those ourselves. That's it. We don't have to do that. Yes. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you guys now, okay? I have to bringing together religions or inviting the lack thereof of all cultures and walks of life. We wish for you to join us in our closed and private group to find spiritual enlightenment through all means necessary, through education and research, ceremony and ritual, meditation and thought, loyalty and embrace. We shall fiercely seek out those in spiritual turmoil that need our help with their inner development. Our sisterhood brotherhood concentrates on a search past our mortal realm and physical form, to reach long lost and hidden secrets and to learn their unforgiving ways and revelations. These truths were common and accessible at one time, and their knowledge frequented by our ancestors. The sect of the dragon focuses on thorough thought, debate, and discussion, which shall lift the veil of the conventional processes, religions, teachings, and rules, and eagerly expose what lies behind these limitations. If you are a human interested in expanding your vision, brightening your views and inner light, and a follower, worshiper of any or no religion at all, you shall become an integrated part of our sect and will be surrounded by like-minded and loyal individuals who shall walk beside you on your journey toward the unearthing of long-lost equations which bear the code to the ever-transforming lives and deaths and continuous cycles of all beings. We meet every Wednesday evening at 8:30 in my live stream on Twitch, blah, 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 you guys know this. In-person meetings take place at 403 Oxford Street in Wildwood, Florida at 8 o'clock on the last Saturday of every month. Blah, blah, blah. You guys don't need to know that. We welcome you with open arms and without judgment, for we are no judges and are motivated to absorb your gained knowledge and what life has led you to perceive and experience, and are excited to enhance our own growth with your help. And here is the common thing that we will be using at the beginning of our gatherings, at the beginnings of our rituals, at the beginning and on the ends too. Until then, we mourn those in turmoil. You know how these different sects and sect, we all know it's just short for section. These different covens, small groups, gatherings. Christianity to say amen. Satan to say hail Satan. We will keep it to mourn, or we mourn, or be mourned, because we want to remind ourselves that there are still, when we're together, that there's still very many people out there that are in need of somebody like us, a group like us, and we want to send out the thought and the energy to understand that we mourn them, that they are in spiritual turmoil, and that we feel them, and that we acknowledge them, and that we, that is the thing, because they may become part and brother or sister of us at some point. So we want to end our chant, our prayer with "we mourn, or be mourned," something along the lines of that. Okay, so that is the introduction for anybody that doesn't, that sees this for the first time. So now here's we're gonna go into the nitty gritty again, so that now we have the viewers that are here. You can really know, if you have just tuned in, I'm explaining what is this sect about. Okay, I'm about to read to you what is this about. So, the principles, goals, and purpose of this order. This sect is built upon the principle of complete and utter spiritual, physical, and mental freedom. Judgments and indoctrinations of any and all gods, as well as all religions, is strictly prohibited. The goal of the sect is to search a lifetime, through reading of educational writings by wise, knowledgeable, and intelligent authors, dream analyzation, to determination of the difference between mere coincidences in life, premonitions, fate, destiny, and the push and shove of energy. It is imperative that this group holds frequent ceremonies to keep the waters of information and knowledge at a constant flow, for there cannot be a stunting in the growth of the strength between the bond of the individuals within the group. The group purposefully concentrates on finding humans that are in spiritual turmoil, no matter their religion or cultural beliefs. It is designed for freedom of expression, even if the individual releases these spiritual experiences and emotions in unorthodox ways. The sect of the dragon represents the shield and the sword that will stand and fight for their freedom and protection of expression. Rituals and ceremonies held will accommodate all parts of individuals that they would like to offer. All humans are welcome to bring their own objects, books, etc., or suggestions to the ritual rituals to possibly be used, debated, and discussed by the rest of the group if it helps their spirit in any way in closing the ritual free from inner anxiety. The closing part of any ceremony held by our group shall be marked by mourn, mourned, be mourned, or we mourn, depending on the setting tone of the arch primus. For we mourn those who are in turmoil and cannot find peace and or freedom within their spiritual characters. Nature must be regarded as holy within this group. She has always openly offered us her grounds, and we have so far found, and most likely will find, most, if not all, truth we seek within them. She shall be interpreted as the ultimatum of everything. Alchemy is possible only through her, and the elements and transformative powers she lends us, and all creatures she bore. Mother Nature and Mother Earth are two that have given birth to all things, including all gods and life in all, depending on your religious beliefs. We shall view nature, animals, and plants as superior to us, for their natural instincts lead them to live a powerful and meaningful life, and a life of pure survival and sacrifice. This instinctual light has been extinguished in most of us humans today, and we have shed this drive to replace it with conventional and harmful ways of enacting life as just one unfortunate part of our evolution as a species. The daily sacrifices of their lives keep most humans alive. We must cherish and respect them as a vital source of continuous human life. Science is a considerable factor within this group. Proven physical, chemical, and mathematical facts and equations of any sort must be regarded as such. However, we strive and suggest to not stop at these metaphorical concrete walls and encourage the individual to try and think and explore past them through meditation, ritual, and research. For many of today's proven sciences, medicines, and technological advancements were once considered speculation, unattainable, and superstition. This congregation encourages the individual to not just seek, but also to be an actual active part of newly determined sciences and discoveries. It is a vital piece of the evolution that will lead the way for future generations to obtain the long-lost philosophy that is desperately needed in the further development as well as revolutions of the world and all its beings. Life and death are two parts of the whole entirety. What we cannot complete in life, we can attain in death. And what we cannot conclude in death, we must rise to meet the task in life. We are self-conscious in life and are therefore able to directly navigate everything and anything we do. The suggestion to living a life in full, besides the never-ending search of our inner light, is to live it as if we were born today, free of fears and boundaries, for there possibly is only one self-conscious life, and we must absorb as much as we can from it while we can, for when death arrives, she will not leave our doorstep again and will remain our everlasting friend through eternity. When death shows her face and lends us her hand, we are led to an unknown transformation and toward the last shedding of our mortal shell. We must not ignore her call, but when the time comes, we will no longer have direct control over any path we will be led onto by her. No matter your religious beliefs, it is crucial to spiritually prepare for your departure while there is time. It may all come easier, less painful, and more natural in the end if we do so. Death is to be regarded as not the final transformation, but as one of the transformations of many toward the path of spiritual victory. For your gods or yourself are the fundamental war cries that support you in life, but your spiritual wisdom attained while alive will scream for you as your victor in death. So, that is the... Well, now my mouth is dry out. So that is the entirety of what we're about. And of course, for our in-person meetings, I'm going to have physical copies of this for everybody so they can take that home and say, you know what? If I forget what's going on here, if I feel in any which way, let me read over this again. You know, like, or if somebody felt like, I kind of was acting up a little bit, I think I didn't, think about this the right way, or whatever is your thought, you will have this, and you can look on it, and you can reevaluate, you can rethink, and so yeah, I hope that this made sense. I hope that everybody has found an understanding to what the purpose of this order is. Yeah, so it's new, right? It is something different from anybody else. So now, moving on. Okay, there is. I want to get into the name of the sect of the dragon. Keep it short and simple because we're going to actually at some point probably discuss this topic. The dragon has always been this symbol that reaches further back than we can even know. That the dragon is this entity that has always been there. That things are derived from, and then the dragon turned into a snake, and a wise, the wisdom, right? It is part of this hidden knowledge and these hidden secrets that we're trying to explore. Helena Blavatsky, one of my favorite authors, she writes about this. She writes why the dragon is so crucial to anything in the spiritual categories. She calls them stanzas, right? Different interpretations, different uncovering of different, of Sanskrit scriptures, of people's ways of lives. She was the researcher and the author in the 1800s that was very concerned with pretty much what we're going to be concerned with. Thank you. Yeah, I wrote it, and I did for a few days, here and there. I would go get back on it and make more corrections and stuff. But I really wanted to make sure, it's a little bit long, but I really wanted to make sure I have all the important data in there, right? That is important to the group. So I think I accomplished that. Now that I read it again out loud, I think I'm confident that I was able to do that. So thank you for saying that. Yeah, so that is why the dragon, because the dragon is the most crucial. I mean, the monks have used the dragon. Everybody knows. There's something with the dragon, with the serpent, with the snake. Okay, I don't want to get too much into detail with it because I don't want to spoil it as a topic for later discussions, right? But there is a crucial factor within the dragon that we actually don't know. Okay, that many things have just been referred to as the dragon, but it was always something else. And this something else is what we're going to try to figure out. So, now I want to move on to you got to have some rules, right? We got to have some kind of rules of understanding within the group to because we want to know that things like, we got to respect each other, things like that. It's just kind of like really basic rules. It's not like anything too deep, but it's basic rules on what I am shaping this group to be, because if you go against this rule, okay, you might not be kicked out right away, but we're gonna have to talk about it, right? Because we don't want to disrespect each other. We don't want to do these different things, So I made a set of rules. They called the keys. Okay, they're keys. There's 7 keys. So there's 7 keys because that's kind of like we'll talk about that in a minute. But I want to just go over the 7 keys. I will explain to you why there's 7. It was kind of a coincidence almost that it was exactly 7, because I had planned on 10, but it came to be 7, and I was at a loss there. And then I realized, I had a potential realization why that was, because the number 7 is significant in a way to me, in a way to us, to our group. Yes. So, yeah, boundaries, there have to be, like we have to, make sure that we know what's going on here. So the first key is, I'm going to just read them to you. The first key is, your God may not be everyone's God, and everyone's God may not be your God. Please refrain from trying to indoctrinate your God onto others. We already covered that, right? It's not about gods, it's about something deeper than that. The second rule: the natural world, its plants and animals, are to be regarded as wiser than us and superior to us. I kind of covered that already in the other thing, right? I will not allow anybody that will disgrace these innocent creatures, because we all know that we humans are far from innocent, and we deserve everything that we get. Okay, in some weird way, if we act, a certain way. That's just how that's just integrated in me in that way. But these creatures, they are just here. They are just living. They have no intentions of evil or harm or any negativity in any way. They fight for survival. That is their, so they deserve to be treated as such. Let them fight for survival. Do not bother them. Do not harm them. Let the plants grow. Do not cut them. That is not how this is supposed to be. You understand what I mean. We don't have to get so deep, because I could talk fucking 10 hours about that one key right now, but I'm not going to do that. Third key: there shall be no breakage of the bond between the brothers and sisters within this group unless necessary to an individual's mental or physical well-being. Our bond shall be forged deeply, and our honor, integrity, and loyalty to one another unprecedented. We spoke about that already earlier. And I just want to say again, we want to respect each other. We're going to be loyal to each other. We must be a strong force together. If we are not loyal, we're disloyal and dishonest to each other, then we're already failing. We're already failing at what we're trying to do. We're already breaking the group that we're just now trying to create. Okay, so honesty has to be accepted. It has to be accepted. It doesn't have to be said harshly. If you have to say something that bothers you or something negative, just say it. Be respectful about it, but you can say it, and it should be taken as such, because in the way I live is that if I don't tell you something that bothers me, then I don't care about you. If I tell you something, it's because I hope that we can figure this problem out together and we can grow together, right? But if I don't tell you, then I just don't care. Then I don't give a shit. Then I just want to let it go and just fucking fuck you. I don't care. You're just garbage to me. But that's why in this group we want to bring that up, because we want to be able to resolve these things between each other, right? Want to be grown adults. I have really seen in recent years, especially with politics, with religions, how it's, no offense, but especially in America, it's like people lose their shit. People break their friendships. And it's like, I mean, if you have a fundamental, right-wing, way of living your life, a racist way of living your life, and that's how you make your political choices, then that's a problem, right? But we have to draw a line. And there's a line, when it's just like, whatever, when it's a couple of normal politicians are at it and we don't agree on them, we shouldn't be breaking up the fucking friendship because we don't agree with the choice of politician or the choice of religion. We do not have to raise our voices. We do not have to delete each other. We do not have to freak out. We can talk about it, or we can say, you know what? We just don't agree, so let's not talk about it. Okay, that's fine. I will always speak. Nobody will forbid me to speak, okay? Now, if you choose not to speak, then that's your choice. But I will speak, and so will you to me if you want to. But we will keep it civil. We will keep it, free from crap. I will not do that, Yeah, and I find it ridiculous because some of my friends, they'll be like, I have so many friends because I don't discuss politics and religion. It's like, we are grown adults. We're in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It's like, we should be able to have a normal conversation, a civilized conversation, because that's what we consider ourselves now, right? We have evolved to humans that are civilized. We should be able to sit together, have a civilized conversation without somebody starting to scream, yell, or start to get personal, call names. Oh, this is completely unnecessary. Unnecessary. Will not be tolerated, right? Everybody can have their opinion. It's whatever. Everybody can speak. Don't tell me not to speak. I won't tell you not to speak unless we're crossing the line with yelling, disrespect. You guys understand what I'm trying to say. That's your opinion, and you're allowed to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, that's the thing. Like, other people, they'd be like, "What the fuck? Are you serious?" Oh, and they would get all pissed off about it, right? Or, they agree or whatever. Everybody has opinions. Are like assholes. Everybody has one, right? So, I could totally expand on that, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. So, fourth key. Spiritual and physical freedom and freedom from oppression and suppression is the reason for not just our existence, but the existence of the sect. Spiritual research is our main objective. See, that kind of brings up the key, what I was just saying. Nobody's suppressed on saying what they want to say, what they need to say, what they feel like they need to say at all. Say what you want, just, you get it. Yeah, hate is just like something so, like, ultimate, right? Ultimate. You cannot grow past that. But if there are other ways. You don't have to hate somebody, but you can grow past that. It's hard for me to not kind of explain this, but there's a better way. There's a better way. Yeah. And and maybe some of us are not really educated, and that's okay too, because there will only be adults in this group, and it doesn't matter if you have enjoyed like an official proper education or whatever. But if you are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever age, you have life experience. You have seen things. You have, therefore, a certain amount of education. So, it's fine. We can totally do this, without having to do all that other shit around it. Okay, so here's the fifth key. Respect and honesty within the sect are absolute necessities and must always be regarded as the only permissible and acceptable ways of forging stronger bonds with the sisters and brothers within the group. We have covered this now. Number 6. Factual science is to be regarded as complete unless extensive research proves otherwise. There's no way that we're going to sit here and deny centuries of research that has been proven mathematically through everything, that actually happens in front of our eyes, and we look at it and we say, this is not true. That's because that's delusion. And we're not going to live in delusion. We're going to live, Now, if we had a thought of something and then suddenly science comes in and says it's not that, we're going to have disappointments. A lot of us are going to have disappointments, say, wow, I really thought this was because of a higher thing of some sort of spiritualism or my religion or whatever. And now I find out it actually has a scientific background. The end of this will be that most of these things that we're researching is that it is comes from fundamental science, undiscovered science as of yet. Not for long, but So that's it. So here's the last key. Death is to be regarded as a final act of nature, however untimely it may occur, and not as the final transformation of your body and spirit, but as one transformation of many toward the path of spiritual victory. I kind of covered that earlier in the thing. So we have to be aware this is a part of it. And we have to be aware that we have beliefs on what happens after this final act. But beliefs are beliefs. Just like you said, science is science. Beliefs are beliefs. So nobody really knows. Nobody can sit here and say, I know exactly what happens, because nobody actually knows, because we have not been able to put this on paper yet. We have not been able to let needles spike because of, like, we have not been able to do that. So no matter what your belief is, one of our biggest parts of this group is the preparation for it, right? The inner preparation for when it comes. If you believe you go to heaven, then you're already pretty much halfway there, right? If you believe there's nothing after, then this here will help you a lot, okay? Because we will collaborate these things that will show you that there is something there, and that it will be in some way part of death or part of what comes after death, okay? So that's pretty much that. So we have this covered now. So, what I was gonna say too is oh shit! Electricity went out, but not in my house. Oh my god! Is that weird? These are the things. Keep track of that. Is that weird, or is it not? Is it coincidence, or is it not? I'm almost thinking it's not. This is really strange. The whole road has no electricity right now. But we do. Let me see. Let me take a quick look here. Yeah, because we are part. It's barely even windy. It's very strange. Barely windy. Because we are part of what leads the half of our road that goes down has no electricity. Up has still electricity. That is the road that has the church and the city hall. So gosh, what? Yeah, separate grid. You say no coincidence? You're on the right track there. I think. We don't know, but I think it is very strange that would happen right when I finish with the last key. Ding! Went out. It's great. Well, you know what? Who knows what's going to happen next? So, the good thing is I can see the palm trees from the lamp that's still lit there. So I can see how much wind is going on. It's really not much wind at all. But I just want to say, if I'm gone, guys, I lost my electricity, right? So just to let you know. What I think it is, who knows? I feel like almost at the other one, like something got flooded there, or somebody hit a pole, because the streets are really flooded, and that could have caused it. Wow, guys, I just want to say right now, I see I have 6 viewers, but I guess I still haven't figured out how to see all my viewers. No, I got 5. Anyway, I really want to thank you guys for coming. I'm so excited that I get to talk about this. Ooh. Well, what area are you guys in? You guys are near on the coast, aren't you? Like Tampa or something? Well, anyway, again, if I'm gone, it's because my power's out. But so far, it doesn't look like. Oh, I don't know. Could very well happen. I stocked up on my flashlight batteries and such. So, you know what I didn't. You know what I'm gonna do real quick though. Shit. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna plug my. Oh, St. Pete. Are you guys going crazy over there right now? Is it going crazy? I mean, I haven't looked at where the path is going of the storm. So anyway, I just want to say real quick. So the 7 keys. The reason why 7 is because Helena Blavatsky was a deep believer that there are actually 7 elements, all in all. We know so far of 4 elements. So she says that, you know, now that the 5th one, we're pretty much in the process of discovering that aether, akasha, also known as akasha, and that there are 2 more that we're unaware of. And so there's the number 7, like you said. It's kind of a, you know, a holy number in a way. So to me, it was kind of a nudge, and it was like, okay, 7 is good, so we'll go with the 7 keys. So, oh, okay, so it's going south. Yeah, because you guys are more north, so it's going south. It's going right over me. For fuck's sake. Okay, that's okay. Nature. Well, I mean, yeah, she was something. She was something. I believe she probably got a lot of shit for her research and for what she. The question to the airbender thing, though, it's like, yeah, we're all airbenders in that sense. We do it with everything every day because everything around us is compiled of these elements, so we bend them at our will and by our hands every day. Okay. Okay. I got you, Mindy. I see. And hi, Kenjen. I haven't seen you actually tonight, so good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And thank you for joining the stream, Alpha Jäger, Alpha Hunter. The Secret Doctrine. Actually, I'm reading this currently. I finished her Isis Unveiled. That was a huge eye opener for me. That was a huge thing. And I really like when I read books that give me something new, give me something to really think about, you know, because oftentimes you read a book and it's just like, okay, another book I read, I'm done, you know, you gain nothing from it. You always gain something from books. Like I'm a true believer that, like, it doesn't matter, you will always gain stuff. No, I'm not familiar with that. Manly pee halls? Manly pee hall. That sounds kind of weird when I say it like that. I'm gonna look into that though. Is that oh, and there's powers back on. Is that is similar to what she talks about? Yeah, Isis Unveiled is very great. She really brings it, and it's so weird because, oh my god, it's so weird because she how do I explain that? she's very philosophical, but she hits it the nail right on the head. She expresses herself the way that I have a hard time. For me, it's still kind of a language barrier, right? But even after 15 years, it will always be a language barrier. Okay, 3 languages tumbling around in there, it gets hard sometimes for me. But ooh, that's already even the name of the book already sounds interesting. I'm gonna remember that, and I'm going to do that absolutely, because exactly, this is what this is all about. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. Yes, love it. Perfect. That's perfect. That's exactly it. So yeah. So anyway, so my point is, so yeah, we have these 2 undiscovered elements pretty much. But yes, airbenders, we're all airbenders. And some of us use that power of airbending, and some of us don't. But we all have this power instilled in us from our ancestors, because they already did that. And something gave them this before. Yes, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. And then maybe you can like find certain topics in there that we can actually, like pinpoint a topic. Because I realized when I thought about this whole thing is like, okay, so we can't fucking talk about a whole book and read a whole book in one night. So we're going to have to take topics out of those books and say, okay, we're going to discuss this topic of this book. I'm going to organize all that stuff, but yeah, that's great. Oh man, I'm excited. Okay, so listen. So let me just finish this real quick, and then we'll talk about this stuff more. But I want to just really iterate now the prayers that I have designed. Okay, that I would like to we can call them chants, prayers, whatever you want to call it. I just call it prayers. It's just easier. To say it. I might change this later on, how what I refer to them as, but as of for now, we just call it prayers. So I have the prayer of attendance, basically that your spirit, your body is attending this meeting, this gathering, this ceremony, this ritual, this meditation, right? So when we open this so it's it's basically, but it goes a little bit deeper than that, because we will be involving, hopefully, if people want to share, a lot of our personal experiences in this too. Because book clubs are all really about, pretty much to the point about how they feel about the book real quick, and what do they believe the person meant when they said this and stuff, right? So we're gonna do that, but we're gonna be kind of really we're going to be talking about things that we've experienced in our lives, etc., etc. But I think that's cute, spooky book club. So we have the prayer of attendance. Whenever we get together, we gather together, and we will say this prayer as an opening start to our session that we have. Okay, and I'm going to just read it to you. We are voicing this creed and prayer to mark the beginning of another flight on the journey toward eternal truth, only to be found through research, ritual, and meditation within the darkness of our minds, which seek to be mended by this sect. To commune with our inner self and drive out any limitations of body and spirit, and acknowledge that the thirst for ultimate spiritual release is what drives our physical lives and shapes our infant souls. The purifying and freeing fires of spiritual immortality shall lead our way, and so we mourn those in turmoil. This will be the opening prayer. Okay? So, because the reason why I want to do that is because it's like a story. It's like a life. It's like it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? We begin with this. The middle is the meeting itself, and the end will be the prayer of conclusion, as I call it. So it's like, because I really want this still to have a great ritualistic aspect to it, a ceremonial aspect. Dude, I cannot believe there's like no power out there, and I'm over here like, lights, fan, AC. I'm doing something right. That's ridiculous. Mm, yes. Follow me, people. Please follow me. I don't see enough followers. I need followers because I want us to do this, guys. I really want us to do this. I want us to be able to maybe even with donations raise money to make merchandise and all these things. Like, I'm taking this very seriously, and the more support I can have, please like my YouTube. Please like my Facebook, my Sect of the Dragon Facebook, my Twitch channel. Please follow me on my Twitch channel. Very, very crucial, the Twitch channel, right? Because that's where we're going to go. I laugh at myself, dude, I swear. So, yeah, thank you, Kenjin. Kenjin's... Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yes, what he said. Kenjin, I love it. I love it. I love your input. I love your input. I really don't want anybody to see this as negative at all. It's very constructive because I do need the support. Fuck yeah. I do need the support. That's why I do this. I do need the support, not just for myself, because like I said, I want this to be for all of us. So we all need to support each other. But because I'm doing all this, you got to push me forward, and then, you know, so try to go on Twitch if you have Twitch. I know Necro has already subscribed to me, so I know Necro is in there. Promethean is in there. Zagros is in there. I know who's subscribed to me. I know who's following me. Please follow me, guys. I need follows. I need likes and follows so we can expand this. So let's move on real quick. So because this is about the spirit. This is about what is within us. I hate using the term spirit, right? Because spirit is like this thing that people have like now trampled on, right? People fucking want to like hipsterize it. Hipsterize. I just came up. Okay, people want to hipsterize that term, and it's aggravating because, you know, you speak about spirit, and this is something that I kind of made my own thing about it, but Kenjin has pushed me to that. It's like he has so much spirit. He has so much spirit that he doesn't sometimes even know how to really properly contain that spirit, right? And that now you know, he's a man that has accomplished many things in like including how to Yes, they are actually on my Facebook page. They are on my Facebook page. There. Okay, so yeah, the links are on my Facebook page. When you just look and you can scroll down and you can see the Twitch and the YouTube channel. Hipsterize. Yeah, hipsterize. Because the spirit is... I thought about this yesterday. I came up with a really good term in my head, and it was something along the lines of, you know, you want to be spiritual and you want to speak about spirit, but you're not actually outputting a spirit into this. You know what I mean? Like, it was a lot nicer how I had it, a lot more philosophical how I you know, the architecture of the phrase that I had, but I forgot it now, unfortunately. But you know, it's like you want to do all of these things, but you really are not contributing spirits to any of it. So, you know, and that's why I really want to still keep this you know, esoteric feeling of it. This feeling of you know, you're in the flow with what is, with everything and anything that is around you. So a prayer before and after, I think, is very necessary. Because if we don't do that, then we're really just a book club, right? If we don't do that, then we're just these people that sit there and just talk. But this is more than just talking. This is supposed to be a group to, you know, to go deeper. You know, I mean, I don't care if I have fucking people in there crying because they're telling something about something that meant so much to them and that they really think is a part of their spiritual journey or awakening. I want all that. Bring it. Nobody's judged, for we are no judges, as I said in my little thing. So thank you, Mindy. Yeah, I really appreciate you for doing that, for looking. Yeah, you could call it that. You could really call it that. Yeah, sacred is a good right, exactly. Open and close the ceremony. Yeah, and sacred. Yeah, there's a sacred feel. There's a, you know, I mean, holy is always really a good word, though. There's like a holy feel. There's a, you know, a I wouldn't say a cloud, but there's a light and a warmth that is surrounded when you do these things. You can feel it, right? We all meditate. I know we are all people of spiritual sorts, and we do these things, and we know that feeling. And we want to have that feeling while we discuss, even if our, you know, even if that particular session will be very, you know, factual and very mathematical or whatever, you know, all about it doesn't matter. The beginning prayer and the ending prayer will call back that sacredness of the ceremony, right? And also, of course, the words are that are included in that brings another. So I'm gonna read the prayer of conclusion, as I call it, because we you know, we are concluding this gathering, this meeting, that time, or the ceremony, because, you know, we're gonna have, sometimes we're gonna have nights where we're gonna have these meetings and we're not gonna have an actual ceremony at an altar, right? Because I'm going to have an altar set up, but sometimes we're just not going to have it, but sometimes we are going to have it. Okay, so then we're going to say the prayer again, but we're always going to start the prayer of attendance. When we attend, we want to make sure we are voicing that we are attending this completely there, spiritually and mentally and physically, and exactly, safe place. That's a good way. That's a good way to put it. Our space, right? Like, because this is another thing. I am not trying to segregate at all, because if the whole world could be in this group, I would have the whole world in this group. But I do want to make sure that we understand we are a separate group. We are separate because we're thinking past. We're thinking further than a lot of people. A lot of people that are stunted spiritually, that believe they are the shit, that believe that, you know, that have the biggest egos, whatever. We put them to the side. Now there are the other people that are like, I'm in turmoil. Those are the people invited. Because if you can admit that you are not completely there, that you have a spiritual stunting, right, going on, that you have not, that your religion doesn't fulfill you, if you can admit anything like that, then that's already a very good sign that you do not have a big ego. And because big ego is, then you know everything. Then you know everything. Then you're good. Then you just do your life, right? And that's what we find. Are many people are like that. They sit down and they say, you know what, I think that I have it all figured out. This is how it is. I'm going to hell and I'm okay with it. That's where I want to be. Or I'm going to heaven. Perfect. I'm good. Everything's cool. Or I'm going to Valhalla. There it is. You know. And it's like, okay, but there are these people say, you know what, I can believe that, but you know what, I feel like there's more stuff, like, and I need to explore that, and I want to find people that will explore that with me. You have a smaller ego already that I can know. I don't know how small, but you come on in, because if you can admit to these things, to any of your shortcomings, that's huge, because most people can't do that. Especially people, you know, like we know that now. I know we're, yeah, you know, because, you know, you're in a band, we're in bands, right? So it's like, okay, so I haven't performed in front of many people, you know, and I'm still the same person. I have never changed. I have, because like I don't have that feeling, because it's just not in me. Because it's like when I do these things, for instance, when I'm on stage, right? Because it is a great feeling. Of course, you feel like, wow, people, they want autographs, and people want to take pictures, and they want to buy them. It's like, you feel important. That's okay. That has nothing to do with your ego. Like, you love what you do. You're happy to give this to people. You're happy to see these faces, and they're like, dude, I love what you do. And it's like, you do? Thank you, man. It makes me happy. But there's a difference, because then you have these people like, yeah, I know. I'm the shit. Yeah, that's why I posted that thing about deicide. You saw that, Mindy. I know you saw that shit. It's like, yeah, man, fuck everybody. You suck. I'm the best, Yeah, he's cool, but look at me. What is that? I will never understand that, because it's like, I mean, I understand what goes on there. It's actually really vice versa. That's why they have to act like that. But it's like, if you can really just sit there one day and say, you know what? I fucked up there. I fucked up. And you can say that in front of hundreds of people. You say, you know what? I fucked up. For me, I have no problem doing it, so I don't see it as a big deal. But I know that there are thousands, millions of people that cannot do that. That cannot do that. But if I can see you do that, then I can say, yeah, I give you props. Because I don't care. Like, don't get me wrong. There is something about, like, the Christian way that I don't agree with. Is like, do it now, ask for forgiveness later. I'm completely against that motto, because it's like, think about the shit that you do before you do it. Think about it good and deeply for 3 times. Think about it, right? But I am also a huge believer that, of course, there are certain things, in my opinion, that they're not forgivable. I cannot forgive them. I cannot forgive that person. I mean, and that's just it. There are certain things we can probably figure out what that is, right? But it's like, there are also things that you can do wrong that are bad. But if you really feel remorse and you really say, you know what, I fucked up, and then you don't have to even apologize, but changed behavior is the apology, right? You change that behavior. I don't need to hear sorry. I don't need to hear nothing. Just change that behavior. Don't do that again. Or try not to do that again. Then I can already know that you're not perfect, and that you're not yourself God, right? Or the biggest thing there is since sliced bread, or whatever you want to call it, So that's huge. We need to admit that. And I can always admit, I fucked up. Oh my God, I've made so many mistakes. And truthfully, there was oftentimes not a chance for me to even apologize. And it's shitty. And I think about these things. And if you do that, then you're one of, kind of one of us here in a way. What do we... Exactly, Promethean. That's a good point. That happens. That definitely happens. Right, Mindy. It's our outlet. It's something we do. Yeah, that was a nice gesture. That's a nice gesture. Oh, I like that, Kanjan. That exactly. And see, all of these things, they fit right into that fucking mixing bowl of where we're going. Especially what you said, Kenja. To continue to ask yourself of who you are, and surely you will never know. And exactly, that's why our research. That's why I like to say it how I say it in my wherever I have posted it, is that our research is a lifetime of research. It's a lifetime of research. Because in our lifetime, we will maybe be able, if we can make this group happen, if we can expand this group and get the research and get the resources and everything, it's going to be like National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. So if we can do it like that, then we can maybe figure out a fraction. But we can lay a path for future generations to have the tools and the resources that we can gather, that we can combine into a book or whatever you want to call it, and they can learn. Because I think what has happened is that because so many people, so much now we have internet and everything is like salt and pepper sprayed everywhere. All these informations that, and that's great because they're everywhere and people they're available everywhere and at all times, but they have just spread out so far everywhere. So we need to bring them back together, like you said, Joseph, about the one book, for instance. Now you said it's similar to the Secret Teachings of All Ages, similar to Isis Unveiled. See, we bring that back together. That's what we're doing. We're taking these puzzle pieces and we bring them back together, and we write about the coincidences or not coincidences, the connections between them, because that's what's been really also another thing that has caused me to start this group, is because I've been reading so much, and there is so many unbelievable weird connections of authors, of books, of things like that they don't know each other at all. They're not even like, sometimes it's not even the same, let's say, topic of anything, and there's something in there that is so weirdly connected, like a sentence that you're like, what? How can this be? I just finished the book where it says this and this book that has nothing to do with what I just read about really connects completely with that, with this one sentence. It's really, some of it is of course explainable, right? Because the other author read the other author's stuff, but some things are timely, not even, it cannot happen. It cannot work that way. So it's very interesting, and we're gonna be doing these things. We're gonna be picking at these things, and it's gonna be so much fun. It's been so much fun. I can't wait to hear what you guys will be saying, and all of these things. This is gonna be awesome. Yes, action always bigger than words. Words never meant a thing. Honestly, like, that's something. This is personal, but it doesn't matter because it's positive. My mother, she did not say often "I love you" at all, because we Europeans were just not like that. But her actions were tremendous. There were tremendous actions that my mother underwent in order to keep her children loved, safe, and protected, and fed, and everything, and healthy, and everything. She did everything. She was, of course I would say that, but she was really the best mother that you could have. And I mean, my mother has said "I love you" in my lifetime, like, I can count it probably on both hands, and it does not bother me. Now, my father said "I love you" all the time, and my father just, there was a point in my life where he just kind of weirded away a little bit, came back a little bit more later on, but, he was not the man of action later on, really, when my parents split up, right? He was more the man of words than of action. And with my mother, I didn't have to worry about that. Like, whenever I tell, your mom doesn't tell you she loves you, it's like, my mom shows me she loves me. My mom doesn't have to tell me she loves me. Like, I know she does. Like, with every breath, with everything she does, she shows it to me. And that's all I give a shit about. I don't care about anything. Of course, you like to hear it, sure, but I want to see it. I want to feel it. And I think most of you can probably agree. Yeah, Joseph, that's exactly. It's wild. It's really wild, and that's one of those things that I really want to blow up. I really want to uncover. So it's gonna be so much fun, guys. We're gonna have a blast doing this. Yep. In search of knowledge. That's it. So, to bring my last piece of paper thingy here to end, I want to just say that the prayer of conclusion that we will speak after we are done with our gathering, with our ritual, whatever we're doing. I hated it. Okay. In conclusion of today's research, ceremony, and development, we can be assured that our minds and spirits are ever evolving and will continue to undergo unprecedented but vehemently necessary work as we shed blood and tears and overcome boundaries and fears. Within our internal and eternal spiritual flame, we shall forge this sect into the singular family that holds infinite wisdom, freedom, and spiritual victory in life, through life, and beyond the entrance into mortal death. We mourn. That's it, guys. That's it. So, what do you say? So, I think the outline of this is good. And like I said, there's going to be we're going to establish, the people that will get certain jobs to them and all of these things. But, I have not gone that deeply into it yet because I gotta bring this up because I just gotta bring this up because it's like one of the things that I'm afraid of, and not afraid of, but like that I really think is probably most likely going to be this thing, is that not many of you will actually contribute. Not many of you will actually physically come to the meetings every month. And that's going to be the biggest thing, because to me, it's more important that you make the monthly meetings than anything else. But if you can't, then it's going to be really hard to form this connection that we need within this sect. You know what I mean? So that's a big thing. So I have not high hopes that people will be able to become a member. Yeah. So I do think it's great that I have so many of you here that are really on the same page. So, I mean, of course that's ideal, right? And it's good. It's really good. I'm just really worried. I'm gonna always have every Wednesday. I'm gonna have this. Every Wednesday I'm going to be discussing a little bit. I'll pick a little topic or something, and we will be discussing that on Wednesdays, of course. But that is not the establishment of becoming a member. If you are in the stream, you are a distant member basically, but you can only be an actual integrated, blood packed member, if you will, if you come in person. So yeah, so that's wonderful. And of course, there are always emergencies and things like that I can totally understand, where you can't come. I get it, right? But there will also be times, because I am so willing to actually invest money in this too, which I don't really have at the moment at all. But that's why donations are, of course, welcome. They're not mandatory, but they're definitely welcomed. But it's like there will be times where you guys will tell me, listen, I can't come because I don't have the gas. I will throw you that $20 to come to the gathering, because this is from me, because I'm trying to get this together, and I'm also hoping, of course, because now when you have these things of people getting together and such, you make more connections with other people, so that opens opportunities, of course, too, for maybe better job opportunities or whatever. These things then all open up, but we have to start somewhere. And I think if we can all get together and start somewhere, we can really start somewhere. We can really make this something. If people are dedicated, then this can definitely work. And like I said, emergencies, of course I understand. There will be times where I will sit there and say, you know what, I cannot hold a meeting today, because once I find a drummer for my band again, we're gonna maybe perform shows again. So there will be Saturdays where I will say, we're gonna have the meeting, but we're gonna have to have it at the venue or something. You know what I mean? Or I can't have the meeting. It's understandable. But the sect has to be definitely the priority. It has to be. It has to be the priority. So besides, if you're already committed in a band or something like that, right? Because I know how that shit goes. Band is different. Like, you have a show on Saturdays. If you have a show on Friday, you could still come Saturday. You know what I mean? But I understand that. if you have commitments and stuff like that. But besides that, there's no reason why not everybody can make it once a month to come to a gathering of like-minded individuals to try to do something bigger. There's absolutely no reason. There's no, excuses, none of that stuff. I don't make him. I don't take him because it is what it is. Excuses, So then you're just not a member, right? If you can't come, if you don't want to come, then you don't really want to be part of it. You can be in the stream. I will never fucking say, oh, get the fuck out of it. No, I'm not. We'll still do that. But don't sit there and say, I'm going to be a member. I'm going to do it. And then you can never come. Then you're not a member. And like I said, an official initiation will take place a few months into being a member and actually coming that one time a month for 3-4 months. You know what I mean? Maybe, even if you want to come more often, like you hit me up and say, hey, listen, we want to come right now. Can we have a meeting right now? Come on, let's go. We're doing a spontaneous meeting, no problem. It's part of it. I count it as that, But the official Saturday once a month of last Saturday every month is mandatory. That's mandatory to be part. Unless, again, I want to bring up again for Promethean, if you're out of state. If you're out of state, you're more than 2 hours away, you are excluded from what I'm saying. There will be made different means for you. We will figure this out. I still have to figure this out, how I can do that. But I will be able to figure it out. That's no problem. But I'm talking about people that live less than 2 hours away from me. That's it. Ooh. Oh, Mindy, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. I can make a group message on Facebook, because that's what I like to use. Facebook has many flaws, but I really like to do that. Right. Yeah, see, I feel the same about band practice. That's why I let go of my last drummer. He couldn't come to practice for 3 or 4 months. And every week it was a different excuse. You're not in the band, dude. You don't want to do it. Like, you gotta go. You're not committed. I need somebody that can come and actually want to do this shit. I can't have this bullshit. That's fine. That's totally fine. If that works out, it works out. We can figure that out. Mindy, true. That's true. We can do that. Mhm. Yeah, St. Pete. I know. That's where my other guitar player lives. But see, that's the other thing. That my drummer was living in Ocala, and he was like, not even like 30, maybe 40 minutes max away. And my guitar player from St. Pete came more often, way more often, to practice than my drummer. How's that possible? The guy lives further away than my drummer. You know what I mean? So that right there, that is a big deal. That's dedication. That's commitment. That shows me you really want this. You want this. You want to be part of this. If you're willing to do that. That's it. So, and of course, also, mind you, you make this drive and you say, you know what, I want to have a drink. I want to have the ceremony and I want to have the meeting, but I want to have a drink. Can I crash? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can sleep here. If you cannot drive, you can sleep here overnight and you go home the next day, no problem. Because I Sunday is my day where I do all my chores, my laundry and all of these things, because then on Monday I have to work again. But you know what I mean? No problems. We'll make accommodations, because that's my thing to you. I will do whatever I can in my power to make this happen. So I just need help from everybody in return to actually, make this happen. So, man, I'm telling you, the fucking drummers, what is going on? I don't get it. But it is what it is. So, Uptom is still very well there, but we're just trying to see we can find a position, or fill the position of the drummer. Because of course I can't take the best guitar player of Florida off of guitars and put him on the drums, even so he can absolutely do it right away. No, I can't do that. I cannot sacrifice that, So whatever. Oh, your mom lives in Maine? That's cool. That's cool. No, of course. See, that's understandable. If it's on, I mean, whatever. If it's on that day or whatever, you can't. See, and letting me know that's already huge to me right there, because so often people don't even say anything. They just don't come. And then they're like, "Why are you mad?" And it's like, I'm actually not mad, but it's just like, dude, I gotta move on. I'm not mad. Just, you're not coming. So, but letting me know is huge. It's huge to me, because I'm like, okay, I can plan. I can be like, okay, the members, Mindy and Joseph, they cannot be here today because they have other arrangements. That's it. Perfect. And then I'll see you next time. It's perfect. It's fine. Oh, cool. Yeah, Maine, that's where Stephen King is from. So I'm like excited whenever I see Maine. I'm like, cool. Stephen King. Never been there. I've been to many, many states, but I have not been there. The drum machine. I'm willing. I'm very willing to do it, but honestly, at this moment, I'm really kind of reconsidering some things, and trying to just kind of focus on some other stuff. Because the drum machine is just kind of like, I don't know, it takes kind of the spirit, if you will, out of that. So I really just I'm really hoping that I will score that guy, right? Or girl, whatever. That I will score, and boom, that person will do it, and that person will always do it, and that's what I hope. Yeah, communication is yeah, that's big. Exactly. Like, let me know, and I know my guitar player will tell me, I mean, not Draven, but I'm talking about Mondhund. He will tell me 2 months prior, like, listen, on this and this month, my favorite soccer team, Arsenal, is playing there and there. I'm going there. I can't come to practice. All right, I got you. I can know that, and it's so funny too, because like the drummer I mean, you guys know, a black metal band, the drummer is so essential, and it's like the second guitar player is definitely not as essential as the drummer. So it's like, how can the one member that's not as essential as the drummer make it more to practice than the essential part, the drummer? Come on, man, come on. I don't know that shit. I don't get it. New Hampshire, I heard about that area, that it's like really nice there. Oh no, we write the drums, no problem. We're already writing the drums between, Draven is writing drums, and Zagros, he wrote the whole drum, all drums for last album. We write all the drums. That is no problem whatsoever. We just have nobody who wants to fucking live perform. Bunch of them say, "Oh yeah," and then they're nothing. Yeah, I'll play this. Yeah. Sending videos of themselves playing the set and shit, and then don't come to practice ever. It's like, okay, what is the point? I don't get it. Fuck New Hampshire. Why do you say that? So shitty, is it not a good state, or yeah? Pin snare. Yeah, there it is, Argos. Pin snare. We do it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. Kendra, what do you mean? Why? Oh, why the drummer? Yeah, why? I know, I know. It's a bizarre thing. It's very bizarre. But that's also the problem, you know. The drummer and the bassists are, hard to find. The guitarist and vocalist, dime a dozen, because that's what everybody wants to do. But that's why I became a bassist in the first place. I've only been playing the bass for, about 3.5 years now. Because my former drummer said, you need to play. I said, I want to play the guitar. Because I played a little bit when I was a kid, but nothing really, right? But then I was like, yeah, I need to play the guitar. He said, no, you need to be a bassist. What? Why? He said, because bassists are, nobody plays bass. Nobody wants to play bass. It's harder to find. Okay. So I picked up the bass and taught it myself, and had a little bit of help here and there from others, but yeah, and that's why I play the bass in the first place. Now I play guitar a little bit too. Of course, not like dee nothing like that, but I can manage. So it's like I'm even trying to do everything now. It's like Draymond will look at me like, well, maybe you can do it. I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm not doing the drums now. No, I don't want to do that. No, come on. Oh. I don't want to do that shit. That means I have to buy a whole drum kit too. You know what I mean? It's an investment too. It's a huge investment. I still have to invest in a guitar because I'm borrowing other people's guitars and stuff and other people's amps for that. I have only my bass and vocalist set up. But doing all these other instruments, and if you want to do that shit live, I got to get a whole setup again. I don't have money for that kind of shit. Damn. I love the cold. I thrive in the cold. Yeah, the cold is what I like. Oh, love it. Yes, Joseph. Very good. Yes. Yeah, the esotericism is really what this is, I will be getting Sanskrit scripts too, but they're like $100 or something, so I have to kind of wait on that, but we're going to be dissecting those too. This is good, and like I said, this is a really broad like horizon that we're going to be covering in this sect. You know what I mean? Like pretty much anything and everything can fit in here if it has some sort of like spiritual value, even if it's subjective spiritual value. You know what I mean? So oh, okay. You have to sing. I heard your stuff a little bit. I think you do a little bit like clean singing, right? No, I don't want to do that because I saw one time a band perform on. Oh no, wait a minute. Well, I guess vice versa it can work. Yeah, I know, but I'm kind of like this kind of like picky person. I'm like, no, it's got to have its own amp. This guitar's got to have its own amp. It cannot be connected to the bass guitar. Because this setup should sit there and never get taken apart. And then I have the setup for the guitar that can sit there and never has to take it apart. Because it causes too much chaos. I cannot live in chaos. The only chaos that I can allow around me is the chaos of my plant life, which is very chaotic all around me. Growing inside my house, all around me, outside of my house, everywhere. Chaotic plants. I love it, but everything else, because nature, that's nature. Because if it's not nature, it has to be organized. Yeah, we have pretty. Yes, we do, Mindy. We have a lot. It's wonderful. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's, that cable shit, and I already got cable shit from my computer, from my TVs, from all of that crap. It's just, I can't. I can't deal with all of that stuff, and it'll be okay, but, yeah, so, these are all these things, I really like, you guys are very active in chat. I really love that. I really love that because that's a big thing. That's really a big thing, because, and I really, really encourage anybody, please always write in chat. Don't ever feel dumb. Nothing is dumb. A lot of people I know, they're very insecure and they say, I have a really dumb question. It's like, no questions are dumb. But you could ask me a question, I don't know, and then I'll say, good question. Next question. Because I can't answer. But don't ever feel embarrassed or anything, because I know some of you are watching right now and not saying anything. If you don't want to say anything, I understand, but don't ever feel embarrassed. You speak. That's what we're here for. We want to forge this already. We want to always talk. That's why we're here in here anyway. Exactly. See, that's it. So the ultimate thing would be, when you really think about it, we will write an encyclopedia. We ourselves, and as authors, will put the names of all the members of our congregation on there, and will publish it, Yeah, that's good. The more you know, the more you don't know. Exactly. I love that, and at times it can be feel frustrating, because I have also have had many struggles with religious beliefs, right? And never really cultural beliefs. That was never a problem. I know my holidays, you know what I mean, but it's like, or how to eat at a table, you know what I mean, but religious beliefs, because there's really kind of a strong satanic streak within me. There's my pagan roots, right? It has always been a little bit of a struggle, but it was never a struggle to realize the spirit, to realize that something it's like it's like sound waves that fly through the air. You're grabbing them and you're moving them around. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but something, and it can very well be connected to your religious belief, but it can also be separate. But again, that's a part of what we're going to be trying to figure out, right? So for me, this is perfect, because we can all just find ourselves. If we don't know where we go to, and we have this confusing point, right? And we sit there and like, what's all this point, right? Like, what is the point? Like, fuck it all. Like, we have these thoughts, or we're like, whatever. The sect of the dragon is the point and the purpose. Because all of us within the sect feel the same. That's how we connect. That's why we sit together and find out why. Because I believe that there is no why we're here. But because of our evolution, of our Blavatsky said people have forgotten there's not just a physical evolution, but there's also a spiritual evolution that has been totally misplaced and ignored, that has occurred to us, which gives us the cognitive abilities, which has enhanced and evolved our cognitive abilities and our self-conscious and all of these things. So that is something that that's where we find ourselves. That is where we find ourselves. So whenever these thoughts occur, I want people to look, I got my sect. I got to go to my sect. I got to call my sect. So a group chat is really good. We're going to look into that. But I really like where this can go. I see big things for really committed members, right? I see really big things. I can, I have, my house is very very set up for this type of thing now too. I have set up my house to where I have literally pretty much, you can call it a war room, where we can all sit together with 8 people at a time at a table and discuss, and have comfortable discussions. We have a comfortable place where and it is a place of power. This is a place built and retains power. They used to have one of my neighbors a little bit down the road. Her name is Lisa. She's probably in her 60s, but she looks like she's in her 40s. Like, she has a very nice, pretty house, very nice kept yard, and just like, she seems like a very well put together single person. Interestingly enough, makes you think, kind of witch. But I met her one day on my way to work. She was on her bike and I was on my bike, and we met and we started talking. And she said, "You live on 403 Oxford Street in the big 2-story house?" I said, "Yeah, that's my brother owns this house. Yeah, I live there. We live there." And she said, "My goodness," she said, I can remember when I was a child, because our house is from 1938. So our house is over 80 years old. She said, "When I was a child, we used to do Bible studies in this house." And it's like, wow. That's interesting to know. I had no clue. This house has always been in the Forrester family. So never met these people, but yeah, even the knocker on my brother's door says Forrester on it. It's interesting. So now, of course, you can see back here my altar and everything. I have painted this and forged this myself, infused it with power, and so it has given me in return. And when we first moved in here, I had to actually do a little bit of a banishment. There was something, a residual. I don't really call it ghosts or spirits, because I don't think it works like that. I have a different idea. So I call it the residual energy. So banging very loudly in the middle of the day while the doors are open and we're moving boxes in. There's nobody upstairs. We're all downstairs. Banging so loud. And it happened a few times, during that day, and it was like we really looked up the stairs. We were like, what is going on there? Now, because I am who I am and what I do, I'm a shamanka, so I'm not afraid of these things, but it is startling, and then you can't you speak. But it's not necessarily speech. It's just like animals. It's the tone of your voice that plays the music, we say in German, right? In Germany, we have a saying, der Ton macht die Musik. The tone makes the music. So it's like, an animal doesn't really react actually to your words, but an animal reacts to the tone of your voice and everything like that. And I feel like this kind of principle is similar to with this type of thing, with the residual energies that you have to clear out. Yeah, and it's simmer. It's simmer. I've had a couple of dreams about I see a red-haired woman in a white dress. I don't know. I feel like it has maybe a connection, and I feel like she, however it works, because it's unsure. We don't know. Yeah, so. But yeah, it has quiet, very quiet. There were a couple of times where it flared up a little bit again, but it was a turmoil, a lot of emotional turmoil. There were too many people in this house living at the time, so there was much of that. People with problems, I would say. There were sick animals. So I think, these things. So. But yeah, I don't know where we were now, but oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's exactly what Blavatsky said, and I believe that. I believe that because you can see this evolution, this cognitive. A spiritual evolution is putting it on the high bar, on the high end, right? So we call it a cognitive evolution because you can see this in animals. For instance, dogs smile now. We see this now, right? They show their face. Now, back then it was because the wolf, they're aggressive, or not aggressive, but protective and afraid. So they show their teeth to symbolize, they will defend themselves. They have weapons, which is their teeth. Nowadays, the domesticated dogs, they have now become laughing and smiling dogs. My dog that just recently passed away, she was one of those. When she was excited, when she was happy, she got food, whatever, she would wag her tail like crazy and just go like this the whole time. Because she was smiling. She was showing her teeth. But because this animal has so evolved and has been so domesticated and has been around humans for so many thousands of years that it has picked up this trait of the smile, because that's what they see from us. That's what they have been. Their ancestors have seen from us, the smiling. So they have then, in turn, learned that, and they have evolved. And now, dogs smile when they show that when they have something, they're happy and they're like this, and they smile because they have gathered that from us, watching us. That is an evolution. That is how it goes. Just like we once were walking on four legs. Well, depending on your belief, but we understand we have evolved. We used to not be able to speak. We used to only be able to make a sign, signs, all of these things. This is all. I mean, you can see by technology, right? We had VCRs, we had nothing before them, and then suddenly we have CDs and we have DVDs and all of these things. Yeah, so it's ever ongoing, and Blavatsky always said that it is the way. What does she always say? Okay, she said it like this: from a plant to an animal, from an animal to a human, and from a human to a god. Or actually, it was from a human to a spirit, from a spirit to a god. That is kind of like the way. So she describes it as there will be this point where our physical being will be completely like limited of a physical being, and whatever is this cognitive thing or the spirit will be just exposed, almost completely. So and we can know that there's a truth to it. It sounds fantastical, of course. I completely understand that. But so did computers, and what we're doing right here, right now. We're seeing, you guys are seeing my face. You guys are not even in the same room. That would have been considered witchcraft hundreds of years ago, and now it is just completely common. And it is unfortunate because most people take it completely for granted, and they don't see it. They cannot see through it and say, wow, this is unbelievable, but I'm one of those people that can. And I believe that is going to be another topic that we will be discussing, so it's like, when we think about our evolution as a species, we even started losing hair. We used to have so much more body hair on our bodies, women, men alike, for protective purposes. Protection from debris, protection from temperature, extreme temperatures. Now we have shed all of this excessive hair because we don't need it now, because we have been able to build shelters that don't require us anymore to have this excess of hair. Like these are all these things that they happen to the physical body. Now we have never actually put on record what has happened to our cognitive, our inside, our spiritual, our mental evolutions, right? These are the things. These are the things that we will be discussing, that we will be putting on record. We will be the ones. This is we're going to be the pioneers of bringing it all together, and I think right now the world is kind of in need of that, right? We are all kind of in need of something revolutionary in a sense, because I do believe there's a little bit of a revolution here in what we do, because everybody's pretty down on the spirits. We had a pandemic that killed millions of people. We had many outbreaks between people. We had political outbreaks. We had religious craziness. We had so many things. Ooh, the weather is definitely picking up now, guys. Definitely picking up. Then of course, what's happening to the globe. Earth is deteriorating at an alarming rate. Mother Nature, Mother Earth is dying at an alarming rate. These are very, like, spirits are down. You might not even think you're not, I can notice this within myself. You're not actively actually thinking about it, but it is something that is in your subconscious, because especially when you have kids or something, you look at these children and you think, what is your future going to be like? I put you in this world, and now I have to be afraid of what will happen to you. These are things, so I think we all need a push, and we need a pick me up. Oh, wow. My plants are probably fucking flying all around now. Holy shit. It's windy as fuck now, guys. Oh, shit. What time is it? 11? Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Calm down already again. Yeah, that's the good part when you live more inland and the buildings are breaking this up a little bit. So, but yeah. And I think that this can be a really good, positive reinforcement for people. But that's why, we need this to spread. We need this to spread. Because this is a positive thing. This is, yeah, and it's work. It's reading books, and it's thinking. It's crucial thinking, But, what else do we do? Guys, honestly, we have so much free time. All I ask is one day out of the month where we can all get together. Any other day, well, I mean, I still read and I still do these things, but I play video games too. I paint, I work. Sometimes I just watch a show. That's okay, because that all of this helps in development. I hate when people. I mean, of course, there are things that are just like when I know people watch fucking certain shows, I'm like, why are you watching that? Come on. But even that has evolved. That is getting better. There was really a really stagnant time for TV shows and just idiotic crap. And it's like, really, you turn on the TV, you're like, I just already turned dumber just by turning that thing on. But now it's different. Now there are very many resources in TV too that you can scientific research. You can do that. You can explore the world through your TV. If you cannot travel, you can see it through your TV. There's so many positive things. People like to talk shit down all the time. I don't see it like that at all. Not at all. There's so much opportunity out there. So much. And we need to take that and we grasp that and we use that. So, oh my God, my plans. Well, I mean, the storm is getting a little crazy. I got it because I have many hanging plants out there. They're probably all blown over now. So, but I mean, it is now 11:20. So, I think this was I really want to thank you guys again for coming. I'm very, very excited about how much came out of this now. I will keep you guys updated on meetings, right? Because I know you guys are all busy, and you guys are like, oh, when did she say the meeting in person is again? Blah blah blah. I will keep you updated. Have no worries about that at all. I will keep posting on Facebook. Just give a like and a follow to the Sect of the Dragon page on Facebook. Give me a follow here on Twitch, on YouTube. Give me a like, subscribe to me. It doesn't cost you anything. So, please, and be back here on Wednesday, man. We're going to talk again. I really liked everything that you guys had to say tonight. Really awesome. Really insightful and active. You guys were so active. It's wonderful. And, yeah, so I think we came to a good close here today. So that sounds good, Mindy. Super. I got you on my Facebook. We can definitely chat. We'll definitely text because I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna check on my plants and check on my cats and maybe watch something and have a drinky pool. Yeah, and you guys, yeah, please, guys, stay safe there on the coast. And I know you guys are close to the storm there too. Stay safe, and we'll talk next time. And I'm really glad you guys came, and thank you so much. And until we meet, we mourn those in turmoil. And I want to say bye, tschüss, and zdravo.